On today's episode, we are at Scandi Divers here in Puerto Galera, and they want to show us the Alma, a big scary shipwreck. Thank you for joining the dive today. You are watching Creator Hunter.
Morning peeps. So it is, I think it's like the 20th or 21st. Still here in Puerto Galera, just having a good old time. Did a night dive last night. I hope you guys watched that episode. It's always good. There's nothing better than doing a night dive in a critter location that you've never been to. Just seeing so many things. I mean, I filmed so much stuff and it's probably like 1/10 of what I actually saw. So awesome dive, just like every day so far here in Puerto Galera with Scandi Divers. And today's gonna be another one. We're going to a wreck. We're gonna go a wreck dive, and it's called the Alma. I don't know anything about it. Don't know if it's big, if it looks good. It's just a pile of rubble. I have no idea. I'm gonna bring the wide angle. So I hope it's good footage, but who knows? I don't know. I hope it's good visibility in the first place because it's a little windy out or wavy, but whatever. Whoa, whoa, there was just an earthquake. That was crazy. That was like 2-second earthquake. It just shook the whole building. Might have to. That was crazy. The whole thing was like, the whole building shook, or the whole ground, I don't know. I'm on the 3rd floor, so it's kind of scary. Anyway, I'm gonna go get ready. I got my camera ready. But first, I'm gonna go out and check out these rooms. They have this area over there. It's for like big groups from America or whatever. They have their own private little beach and all that. And they told me to come by because they're playing golf. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna go check it out. And then we'll get on the boat. Hey, morning.
Good morning.
Did you feel that earthquake?
Yes. Nice way to start the day,
yeah,
right?
I was on the 3rd floor. Is that common here?
Yeah, we have pretty frequent small earthquakes between like 2 to 4 on the scale normally. Yeah,
we get them on Siki Horror, and you can kind of feel them on Darwin, so I haven't felt a big one. Like, I'm sure that wasn't even a big one, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, to be honest. You know.
So, Alma shipwreck today?
Yeah, Alma, yeah, it was sunk purposely about 20 years ago now. So, yeah, there's beautiful soft corals all over it. Chance to see frogfish, big schools of batfish, that kind of thing.
So, for me, wrecks are like hit and miss. It's either really cool profile or it's a pile of metal. Like, what can we expect to?
Well, as you love the critters, then you can also see some pretty nice nudibranchs on there, flabellinas, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
But can you see that it's a shipwreck, or is it?
Yeah, you can still see. It's kind of collapsing a little bit now after so many years, but yeah, you can still swim all the way around the outside of it and still kind of have a nice feel for a wreck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll get ready, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Nitrox day.
Nitrox day, yeah.
Is it a little deep?
Yeah, it's 100 feet.
Right.
Yeah, so it's one of our deep
30 something.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 years. Yeah.
Nitrox. Larry.
Hello.
So this guy's got a golf tournament going on. I don't know if you can see that circle. That's the target. If you hit the guy, you have to buy a beer for everybody. But if you hit the target, you might win the prize. It's 150 pesos to join, and you can win like the whole pot. Looks like 7,000 pesos. So you win the pot if you get it in the hole, is that it? Anybody ever do that?
All those people.
All of them?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely not playing.
On the wall.
Oh, those ones, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be famous forever. Do something that has to repaint the wall and stuff from scratching.
Yeah, there's more. Snake. All right. That's cool. Maybe we'll join. I'm the worst golfer in the world, so I'm not gonna join. And these guys are good. And if it doesn't go in the water at all, you have to buy everybody beer. Or if you hit the guy, you have to buy a beer. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting in that little Target. That's pretty cool. And don't worry, they pick up all the golf balls. They don't leave them in the ocean. Maybe I'll watch one. So here's some of the other rooms they have around here. It's got its own little tiki bar. It's for the more private or the big groups. They'll have their own beach, their own little bar. Pretty nice.
It is nice.
Pretty cool, right? Yeah.
How much are these rooms?
This rooms is 5,900.
5,000?
This is what it is, review. Now we're going up to the
Private little rooms.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, little ones like this big, yeah. Yeah.
Sharks?
Yeah, little juvenile.
You can see them from here?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then
Yeah,
in the
so
morning,
you put the big groups up here and they got their own
Yeah.
little
bar and everything there, yeah.
bar down there and like a patio here where they hit golf balls.
Exactly. Yeah, this is where we try and put most of our Americans normally. you
Yeah,
know,
the-
yeah, and also in the two rooms where you are on the top level there,
Yeah.
the one below where I'm staying in, and then these ones here. That's our best.
You guys do
ones.
room service way over here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, this is the spot. So as usual, I got my TG6, and of course it's a macro like specialist. So I'm gonna do my best with the wide angle, try to film the wreck, but you never know how the visibility is. And wrecks, they never look good on video. It's not like the submarine view of the Titanic where you can see the whole profile and everything. So I don't know. But like Chris said, there's lots of nudies and growth on the wreck, on the metal. So I'll show what I can show, and then I'll go critter hunting. We'll find stuff living on the wreck. And I assume, Chris, we'll see why they make artificial reefs, huh?
Yes.
Lots of stuff growing out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, beautiful soft corals covering the whole thing. It's really.
And it's probably in an area that didn't have coral before, and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of the big sand bottoms. So yeah.
sandy bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go. Just can't get over this white sand. So nice. The dog just pooed right there. No diving today, Judea?
No diving because, oh my god, that earthquake.
Earthquake.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna be like a milkshake underwater?
Yeah, there's a milkshake underwater.
It's not like a blender.
It's like a blender. It seems like a blender.
Yeah, we were like, what is going on? It's so shaky.
Somebody's like doing something right next to our door.
What are you doing? You thought somebody was doing the humpy next door? Shaky? So let's mark another place on the map, because we're going to the Alma Jane shipwreck right in Sabang Bay. So there's a bit of a current here, so we're kind of following the line all the way down to the wreck. The wreck's a little bit deep, between 20 and 26 meters, but once you get down there, I'm pleasantly surprised to see an entire intact hull of the shipwreck. Now this ship was purposely sunk here to become an artificial reef out here in the barren sands, and it's a pretty good tourist attraction, but it's also a pretty good fish attraction, as well as corals and other things that like to live on there. Larry is pointing out a critter on this whip coral, And near there is a nudibranch. This guy is some kind of flabalina and pretty cool looking. But I'm not here to look at just nudies. I want to go inside the wreck. So I'm going to go in one of these ports at the top of the wreck and see what's inside. And luckily this thing's been gutted, probably to make it easier for scuba divers. Of course, they thoroughly clean these things before they purposely sink them. There's no oil or anything to contaminate the water. But this one is completely hollow and easy to dive into. So I'm getting a good view of what's inside, and there's some pretty big fish as well swimming around. There's some sea fans and other soft corals hanging here and there. And it's a pretty good example of what an artificial reef can do by attracting more ocean life where there was none before. So I'm gonna make a circle in this wreck and go kind of follow these big fish and see where they're going. Now, the funny thing is, right here, I kind of got stuck. You can't really tell on the camera, but I'm looking out the portholes and the windows and whatever, and I didn't want to put my camera down. I was holding it with two hands, trying to be steady, and that piece up front, well, at first I didn't know, should I go left or should I go straight? It's kind of narrow in here. And then, sure enough, I went straight, and my weight pocket got stuck. I wasn't really stuck. I just didn't want to drop my camera and get myself unstuck. But eventually, I shimmied out. After making that full circle of the inside of the hole, I got back to the top to go explore the outsides. And there's a lot more growth and stuff on the outside. But I also wanted to see that full view of the shadow of the hole. Yeah, there's some pretty big sweet lips here. It's pretty cool to see. I don't think there's any fishing or anything going on here, and this is a pretty good hideout for some big schools. Now Larry's pointing out some more critters, and I want to go see what he's looking at. And it looks like another scorpion leaf fish. I saw this in a couple dives before, but it was bright yellow. And this one is a dark brown, or maybe red. Pretty nice. This hole attracts all kinds of life. And then here, up at the front of the wreck, there's a big old mast, or whatever you call it. It's pretty cool that they left that on there. And my dive buddy Chris sees something. He's smelling something on there. And this big old trumpet fish kinda came over to see what I was doing. And these guys are fascinating. They have little tiny fins. And next to him, there was a really bright colored flabalina nudibranch. This guy was really cool. Now, I didn't come here to see nudibranch in particular, but the critter hunter never turns one down. It was also really colorful and actually pretty big, maybe 2 inches long, so I wanted to try to get a photo. The photo turned out okay, especially with the black background. Then I dropped down to the deepest part, down on the sand, so I can look up at the shadow, and it's something you don't see every day. So even though the visibility is bad, it's pretty silty or whatever in the water, I can see that shadow of the wreck, and I can see my buddies diving around the side to see what's going on. It's a pretty cool sight. So I'm going to go follow them and see what else there is to see at the back end of the wreck. And I got another photo. It's pretty dark, but I kind of like it. So now we're going to go down the side of the wreck and get to the other end and see what's going on over there. And as you can see, there's a ton of growth on the side of this thing. I like how they put the anchor next to the wreck. That's pretty fitting, and it's pretty cool to see. The depth here at the sand is like 26 meters or so, so you could get there as an advanced diver. So we get back to the rudder, and there's quite a lot of fish. You can see it's about 28 meters actually, but there's quite a lot of fish back there. Some big schools of big fish, and some big schools of little fish as well. They're definitely using the shadow of this wreck for some cover. I see sweet lips and jacks and these giant butterfly fish. These butterfly fish were some of the biggest I've ever seen. It's hard to see because I'm filming out in the dark and gloom, and it's not great footage, but you can see that those bats are giant. It's really cool to see because if you think about it, I filmed some of the tiniest critters and some big ones here on the wreck. Here's on the other side of the ship now, on the rudder. There's a little school hanging out there. And then here's a big school of yellow snapper. Those are probably about 6 inches long each. And you gotta do the Titanic pose at the end of the ship. I mean, come on. Woo! That was a fun dive. There's a lot of fish. Big school, but I ignored a lot of critters because I was getting good shots of the whole wreck. I went in and out and then around in the front. And did you see me? I kind of got stuck inside. Yeah. I was trying to film, going through a little tiny hole, and my weight pockets are sticking out, and I'm stuck, and I had to drop the camera with one hand, and Larry was probably like, oh no, he's gonna be here forever.
It means you're sexy.
Yeah. But awesome dive. I didn't expect the wreck to be that intact and good looking. So great shots. It's time for the next one.